You know what I mean? He's Thanos.
He's the boogeyman.
Yeah.
J. Cole, don't drop your album, cause I'm coming, motherfucker.
Same troop, I just had to read it. They know my name, I ain't had to repeat it. I'm with the rah with the blah 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 blah. All that like
Welcome back.
Welcome.
Welcome back. I gotta let the crowd know that this LA hat earlier in the day was a 49ers hat, but since they shit the bed, I had to switch real quick to the team that actually knows how to win, which is not the 49ers. Okay, so shout out to the Dodgers. Congrats.
Let's go, baby.
On winning the NL pennant.
Let's go, baby.
LA stand up.
Let's go, baby.
New York, this is nothing personal. This is just war.
It's just war. Never ending war.
It's war. So you know what I mean? It's not Biggie and Pac, but we do need to get that crown from you. So yeah.
There you go. I'm excited.
So,
I'm excited.
LA is up right now, bro.
Let's go, baby.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that later.
Stay up. It's gonna be a West Coast heavy pod. That's all I know.
Yeah. Hey, LA is up right now. West Coast is up. And that's why everybody's hating right now. Hey. So yeah, how's the week?
The week's been good. You know, work was fucking killing me this week. But
yeah,
this weekend,
take some days off.
You say that every week. This week,
it'll be my suggestion from now on. So.
There you go. This weekend was good. This weekend's been really good to me. I'd say it's been very mellow. It's felt. Well, I've felt the actual 2 days. It hasn't just been like flown by. Like what the hell happened to the weekend? I've been able to enjoy my weekend, so I appreciate that. So it slowed me down. I'm able to go into this coming week a lot better in the next few days. I'll be rejuvenated.
I watched Laker preseason games. That was fucking garbage, and that's just because they were nationally televised. Lakers are trash, bro.
You not excited for your boy Connect 4?
First of all, his name's Dalton Kecht. I don't know how white people say their names. And he looks like he'll be a fine player. Like I'm not mad at him. Yeah. He just got here. It's not his fault.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But just watching them play, I'm like, Jesus, man, like, could you field a professional team? Like, what the fuck is happening right now?
It's preseason though, right? Like they're not even. Are they playing?
Yeah. So no, the season starts on. I think they start on Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday is opening
against the Timberwolves. But I mean, like everybody says that it's preseason. It's preseason. I think they lost all their preseason games. Like, god damn. Matter of fact, let me stop talking shit. Hold on, we could fucking quick Google search.
They caught a dub the other day. I saw that.
They didn't catch no fucking dub. They caught an ass whooping the other day. You against the Dubs. That's what you was watching. Fucking, they got their ass whooped. And I know it was just the scrubs, but still, have some fucking self-respect.
Show out a little bit, jeez.
Yeah, I mean,
come on.
Okay, apparently they won 2 preseason games.
Okay, out of how many do they even play?
6.
Really?
Yeah, not great. That's what I'm saying. And they played the Warriors a couple times, and the Warriors. So yeah, L to the Timberwolves, L to the Suns, beat the Bucks, L to the Warriors, won against the Suns, L to the Warriors.
All right.
It's like, God, and then they play the Timberwolves again on Tuesday.
All right. Hey.
So after watching that, hyped up about the 49ers. I don't know why I did that. I knew they were going to lose. Like somebody asked me, like, are you going to watch the game? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to watch it. But if they start losing, I'm just going to turn it off.
Oh, man.
I can't do this. I can't have this kind of stress. Otherwise, I would have came in here real tight. I'd be like, hey, hold me down. And I'm tight as fuck right now. So
it would have been a problem.
I had to turn that shit off. So we actually watched the Dodgers pregame show for an hour. So we had to turn off the fucking
something to look forward to.
It was get that bad fucking Niners taste pause out of my mouth. So yeah, it was rough.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear it. I'm sorry.
But shout out to LA.
Yeah.
LA's up, bro.
LA's up, man. That's all that matters right now, at least. West Coast.
That is all that matters. Shout out to the Dodgers. Way to get it done, fellas.
Hey, man.
4 more
Let's
wins.
go, baby.
4 more wins.
Let's go, baby. Can't wait. I
4 more
can't
wins.
wait. We have to wait till Friday. I'm just hoping my week goes by fast because I can't wait.
Exactly. 4 more wins. Fuck the Yankees. And if you listen to this and you're from New York and you like the Yankees and you're not feeling us, before you dip out, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification button, and
or at least post some hate.
And then we'll see you next week.
Post some hate. I don't care.
Post some hate. It's good. Gauge, comment, all the shit YouTube needs to throw us in the algorithm. Please do that.
Yeah.
I do feel you on the weekend. I have been getting into a couple of animes that I'm really happy.
Let's go.
To come out.
Let's go.
So the first one is Dan Da Dan.
Mm-hmm.
That one's good.
Yeah.
That one's really good. Yeah. I'm enjoying that.
I've heard good things. I haven't watched it myself, but I've heard good things.
Definitely give it a run.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. I'm like, hell yeah.
Nice.
So I've been looking for spooky stuff, and this one it's not as scary, but it's got ghosts and aliens and shit. So, I was looking for some Halloween type stuff.
Right.
And your sister doesn't watch this shit with me normally, so she didn't watch this one. So I was like, okay, she doesn't know. Normally when I turn on anime, she like puts her headphones on, pulls up her iPad, walks away. She started doing other shit. So it's cool. So then I put on Uzumaki.
Yeah.
Tell me why she watches this one. She sits down. She's watching this one with me. It's creepy as fuck. Like it's legit. Like I'm watching this. Like, what am I watching right now? What is this? What is happening right now?
Right.
And she's like, I'm gonna have nightmares tonight.
You're like, oh.
And I'm like, yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
That sounds right. Like we got to watch like Big Bang Theory or something. You know what I mean? You got to watch something fucking happy
just to cleanse.
So it's not the last. Not the last thing you watch. I had to take her to dinner and everything. Like we had to do something else after Uzumaki. So check out Uzumaki. That show is crazy.
Unsettling.
Oh yeah, it is very unsettling. Like the stuff that I was watching, I was like, this came out of somebody's brain.
Yeah.
And the animation is incredible. The black and white makes it very, very nerve-wracking, and the expression on the character's face, because it's in black and white, it's incredible.
All right.
So you should definitely watch that with the kids. Make sure the kids are watching with you. I recommend it.
Well, speaking of scaring kids, the fam, we went out to a little trunk or treat,
Okay.
On Saturday. That's and they had a little, they had like jumpers and stuff. They had a lot of kid friendly stuff, little games for the kids. It was really, really nice. They also had a haunted house.
Oh.
All right. So they had a haunted house.
Like the Disneyland one?
No.
Okay.
It was more like, Universal Studios kind of,
All right.
Not Scary Farm type,
All right.
Our version.
So this one's for the adults then.
Oh, I think a little bit. Maybe for the teenagers kind of thing,
Okay.
So, so of course, we're there. The kiddo's telling me, she wants to go in. She's like, I want to go in. They're gonna scare us. I want to go in. She's very excited. She's very, energetic about it. She's very like, I'm ready to go. She's hyped, right? She's hyped all the way through the line, till we get to the front. All right, we got a little blood on the door, handprint of blood on the door. And
This sounds like a terrible idea.
There's smoke coming out of the door, and it's just like, what the fuck is going on? All right, here we go. So I was like,
Is that what y'all got going on?
Pretty much, yeah. You just knock on the door 3 times.
All right.
So I tell her, okay, look, last chance. We don't have to go inside. All right, we don't have to do this. Right? Are you sure you want to do this? Right? And I told her, hold on to my hand and let's just keep walking. As long as you do that, it's gonna be fine. I promise. And she's like, yeah, no, it's gonna be great. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So we go in. First thing you do, you step in the door, and someone screams in your face, and you're just like, all right, what's going on?
All right. Yeah.
It's just
All
some,
right.
teenage girl. You're just like, all right, whatever. Okay, that was annoying, if anything, but and she's doing okay. She's doing okay. She's like, okay, that was all right. Then you get to the people that are dressed up as you walk in, right?
Okay.
Light kind of flickers, and you see people that are dressed. You got some Wednesday Addams type dressed up person, and then the clown comes out. The clown comes out from the corner, and of course he's got a chainsaw. Of course he's being crazy, and that's when the shit hit the fan. Like right away, we walked in. It was like, this is fun, and then okay, I want to go home. So of course I gotta grab the baby. I gotta run through the maze. I got kids screaming in my ear. I was like, oh god, this is too much. This is a lot going on. Needless to say, she's been having nightmares the last 2 days. So anyway, maybe that's the smartest decision.
Yeah. I have one question for you. Have you ever heard of a veto? I'm like, no, I'm gonna put the veto on this idea. I ain't about to be dealing with this shit.
Look, man, it kind of goes both ways. You kind of like also like, you know what? They got to experience it. They got to know what's out that door.
Her to be terrible.
Her curiosity
got to be. But you might have just frightened her off of curiosity. You know what
for
I'm
the
saying?
rest of her
Like,
life.
yeah, exactly. I'm never trying new shit ever again. The one time I tried some new shit,
and
I was terrified.
Yeah. We're building that strength. She's relentless. She gonna keep going. She gonna keep
don't
going.
sound like it. Sound like she's throwing in the white towel.
Well, she's 4, so I think that's also why. I think that's also why.
Wow. All right. Well, shout out to you, scaring. I'm gonna call CPS. Shout out to you, scaring.
Shout out to your parenting style, bro. Shout out.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to all the parents out there letting their kids experience scary shit when they're 4. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh man.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh man.
All right. Well, I mean, then you guys watching Uzumaki as a family should be very tame compared to what what you just went through.
I think so. I think so.
You should also put on the original Exorcist for her, as well as, you know what I mean? Maybe some Damien. I don't know. Just throwing it out there.
It's tough for me because it's just like, for me, I just laugh at everything. I'm just always laughing at scary shit. So like going through the maze, I was just laughing. I was just like, this is funny. But then it wasn't funny once she was crying, and I was like, okay, I gotta. This isn't fun anymore.
Hey peeps, drop in the comments, what's the scariest thing you've ever done to your child?
and then why is mine the worst thing to have done to my child?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, drop in the comments though the scariest thing you've ever done with your child.
Yeah,
let's do that.
There you go.
All right, so I'm just gonna keep pitching you scarier ideas to do with you and your family. So I mean, let's make this worse for her, so that way I'm maybe a little Saw. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Well, gore is just like, come on.
Let's lean in. Let's lean in.
Oh man.
You know what I mean?
Maybe not It. That might be the one. That might be the one that's like, nah, we can't do that. That's crossing the line.
A little It. I think that should be right in line with what's on the Halloween menu when you guys are at home. Like, let's turn on some. Me and the wife are just going to be doing like Hocus Pocus. We're going to be doing that kind of shit. We were doing that level shit.
Fun Halloween stuff. Fun.
Yeah, exactly. Y'all motherfuckers go to Agatha, whatever the fuck her show is called. Like, we're watching the Disney shit.
Yeah.
I think you guys need to lean into the fucking Paramount.
Fucking Lionsgate shit, right?
Yeah, exactly. You fucking that A24 shit. Is that what they? Is that what they are?
That's that crazy shit. That's that crazy shit.
Yeah, you need to lean into that shit.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy for adults. You're just like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Wow. All right. So fuck. I don't even know. We're gonna hard transition out of this for you. Fuck's sake. What's the best thing you've heard? Besides your child screaming in your ear as you were carrying her out of a fucking haunted house. Fuck's sake.
All right, best thing I heard. Hard transition. Best thing I heard this week.
Hard transition. All right.
So this week, I did some homework. All right. I listened to that Blue in Exile. I did my homework. I went back. You know what I mean? You know, I got a lot of marks in class. I got to make them up, with homework.
You did. I mean, you're not getting full credit because it's like 2 weeks late.
Yeah, it's some credit though, right? I could probably still pass.
Yeah, better than 0.
Yeah, there you go. So I went back and listened to that. I mean, shout out to just again, we're gonna be talking a lot about West Coast today, and even in a lot of my best things I heard this week is a lot of West Coast heavy stuff. So this being one of them, me being able to go revisit it back, I'm also putting it on my best thing I heard this week, because I really did appreciate that King Crook and that Corrupt feature on Chuck. That had to probably be the best thing I heard on that album, because it was just so, I don't know, just so rich with the fabric of West Coast, and just hearing Corrupt come on that song, hearing King Crook come on that song, like just the, they're all West Coast, but they're all different stylistically. And I think it also kind of showcased like the range. We got range.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love that track. I love that album, but I love that track. Like you said, it's very West Coast. The one, it's not the one right after it, but the one that's after that. I'm not gonna remember the name of it, so let me look real quick. So you got the Chuck's track, then you got Suge Knight, the Ominous World, the title track.
Right.
That is my favorite track on that album. For the very same reasons. Chuck's was super West Coast, super West Coast track. I really enjoyed that. I mean, I don't know how many young people are listening to Blue, but I really enjoyed Corrupt being on there, because it was just like, hey, this is the kind of rap that I grew up on, and like just listening to Corrupt do his thing and how he just, and motherfucker goes to 10 on that track. I thought it was just it was a hell of a track. Well, very well done.
Like
he goes.
I don't really be hearing that energy on a track anymore. That was some a hard energy on that track.
These young niggas is too they too on the sauce to get there. Like,
too mellow.
That's just roll up. Yeah, exactly. They fucking sipping scissor and shit, and then lean and shit. They can't get up. You just roll a blunt and do that in the studio. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
You don't need nothing else.
Oh shit!
So thank you for listening to that.
Yeah, so
and co-signing. I appreciate that.
So shout out Blue in Exile.
Shout out to Blue in Exile.
Shout out Blue in Exile.
Also, why doesn't Exile and Kendrick work together? That's crazy.
I don't know. These are the
Exile, Kendrick, please do something together.
Please.
That'd be fire.
Please. All right. I got a couple more. Got a couple more.
No, got a couple. Okay. All right. You're leaning into my face.
I got my list. I got my list too. All right.
Let's get it.
So Benny the Butcher and 38 Special dropped a project, Stabbed and Shot 2. Stabbed and Shot 2. So they initially had done Stabbed and Shot 1. Which was also good. Check it out. But Stabbed and Shot 2. Right? A lot of Harry Fraud production, a lot of Derringer production, as you would expect, right? That's that zone. That's that East Coast and kind of subsequent.
Benny the Butcher. Oh, here it is. Never mind. I just found it.
Yeah. A lot of that going on. A lot of gritty bars, right? A lot of cocaine raps. Right, you know what I'm saying? A lot of coke raps. Shout out Pusha T.
Shout out to Pusha T.
The king of coke raps.
The king of coke rap. Man. All right.
So Center Stage off of that album would be my recommendation to everybody and anybody. If you're gonna check out one song on that album, it's gonna be that one. Just all right. From the production itself, Harry Fraud on the production, just the sample flip that he does on that is just so rich in that, like, the texture of how they produce, right? Where it's like it's a little gritty, but it's still like well done. Is the best way I could describe it, right? And it's just a earworm kind of sample, just like something that gets stuck in your ear, and you're just like, I gotta run this back. So that was immediately what I did listening to it. I was like, I gotta run this back like 3-4 times. I was in my car and I was just like, all right, this is taking me home. That's just kind of where I was at with that one. So if nothing else, check out that one song. And then if you like that song, I think you'll like most of the album. It reflects most of the album as well. So Benny the Butcher, 38 Special album is established.
Is their intro better than Glorilla's intro?
Their intro is pretty good. out of all the things I listened to this week, the best intro was actually on my next best thing I heard, which is actually
Which is
the most, the best thing I heard this week, which was that new Dom Kennedy, man. That new Dom Kennedy, man. Shout out Dom Kennedy, class of '95, new album in your phone.
All right.
Shout out Dom
The West
Kennedy,
Coast.
man. He's just, I feel like just Mr. Consistent. Mr. Consistent. I'm always a big fan of Dom Kennedy, and I always check out his drops, and I always appreciate what he's able to do. I don't think I was going into this with a lot of like high expectations, because again, I think I just look at it like, okay, I know what I'm gonna get from Dom Kennedy, and I know I'm gonna like most of it. I'll check it out when I can. I had time this weekend. I was like, you know what? Let me go live with Dom Kennedy, and I listened to it front and back, replayed it front and back, kept going, kept having more tracks that I loved on that album. The whole album I would recommend. If you love the West Coast sound, like there's that pure West Coast sound, especially I guess a more updated version of that West Coast sound, you're gonna get it from Dom Kennedy in the lyrical content and everything that he's saying, and just the production on the album. It's just richly West Coast. It's just the sound. We talk a lot about the sound of the West Coast, what that sounds like, the soundscape, that the funk influence, and just like the way that it's produced. You can tell right away. There's just something about it, and it's all throughout this album. So if that's what you're looking for, go check it out.
All right. So first of all, class of '95 makes me feel really old. Okay. First and foremost, Jesus fucking Christ. But I'm gonna check it out. I love the West Coast, so I'll check that out for sure.
Man. Yeah.
All right. Damn, you gave me 3 albums. Wasn't expecting that.
There you go.
All right, best thing I heard this week. Rome Streets and Derringer. So I'm going to the East Coast.
Let's go.
And it's what's going to be a very West Coast forward podcast tonight. It's a good album. That Sage track on there with Schoolboy Q, because I can't stay away from the West Coast too long. That track is probably my favorite track on the whole album, but it's a very you kind of rap album.
Right.
So Conway the Machine is on there. He's got a few features that are in that vein. So Benny it's a very Benny the Butcher, style situation you're getting. I think you'll really like it. It was a really good listen.
Nice.
I was just kind of vibing to it, and I was like, oh, okay, Sam, this is kind of crazy. And you know what, this kind of rap, like, Conway the Machine, Griselda, like all that stuff, I have to be in the mood for it. Like if I hear it and I'm not in the mood for it, I'm kind of like, all right, whatever.
You're right.
And I have to like kind of get back to it. Like if I'm like trying to get something done or whatever it is, then I can like get back to it.
Right.
But this, I was just driving to go get some Nespresso pods because I was out. You know what I mean? And I was like, let me listen to this real quick.
Yeah.
And just in the car, and I was like, okay. And then that Schoolboy Q track came on. I was like, damn. And they spit out fire.
That hot fire.
They spit out fire. And it was like that was a good album. That was definitely a good album.
Nice.
It was the best thing I heard this week. But I have a second thing because I've been listening to a lot of everything. Before I get to my second thing, did go back to listen to Glorilla.
Nice. Okay.
Like, so this would be like the first like spin.
Okay.
And I probably like it a little bit more than I did originally, but I'm still like, I don't like her voice. And it's not her price. It's what I'm preferring. I don't prefer to listen to her.
It's definitely the voice thing. It has to. That's the biggest hurdle for you with her, right? Yeah, I think it's definitely
I'm just listening to her rap, and I'm just like, I don't want to listen to this. So it's not that she's not spitting or whatever. Some of the beats I was like, oh, okay, I kind of like this better than the first time I heard it. But just overall, when I was listening to it, I was like, I don't want to listen to her. So it's nothing against Glorilla. It's not that it's bad or anything like that. Just her voice is not for me.
Yeah. Then that's just where we sit on that, right? Because I like her voice, and then you don't really like her voice. and that's like that makes the difference in how we feel about the album.
Yeah. Also, I'll never say that's the best intro track I've heard all year. So there's also that, because I did just listen to Blue Lips again. I'll get to that later. But I did listen to Blue Lips again, and that intro for that album is better than Glorilla's intro. I invite you to go re-listen.
Even the intro on Dom Kennedy's album was probably better than the intro on Glorilla. I'll walk it back. I'm not afraid to walk it back.
All right, I appreciate that, because I was going to come find you for that.
I'll walk it back.
The second thing that I heard this week that I think everybody needs to go check out is Ab-Soul All That. This is the second single he's dropping off of this album. We know is coming out now on November the 8th. Mm-hmm. This track is talk about West Coast. Oh, it's a West Coast track with JasonMartin, aka Problem.
Yep.
And Thirsty P. What's it? Thirsty something like that. Thirsty somebody. Yeah. And I literally listened to this track most of Saturday. Like, I had a lot of driving to do on Saturday, just running around doing errands. And I just, because it's a single, you know what I mean? You just put it on, keep this party going.
Yep.
Probably learned almost all the words to the track, like to the song. Man. Like that. Yeah, like I was like, oh my God, this song is so good. It's just too good. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh. This Ab-Soul album is about to be a problem for niggas that think they about to drop an album after Ab-Soul, which is why Tyler is probably trying to get that shit out before, because just the two singles that he's dropped so far, the Squeeze First #2, I think, is what it's called, or Squeeze First 2,
right?
Which is the remake of an old Jay-Z track from the Dynasty Rock La Familia, which was the best track on that album, by the way. Fight me, whoever gives a fuck about that.
It's like 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, that track was fire, and that was like, that first verse was supposed to be a shot at J. Cole. I don't see it, but I'm all right. I know the internet's got an internet. It's cool.
Subs be going around everywhere. Everyone's throwing subs out there.
I guess
if the shoe fits, good. You know, that kind of thing.
Exactly. If the shoe fits, wear it. If the truth hurts, bear it.
There you go.
All right, that's what I have to say to that. But those two tracks coming out, and then knowing we're getting this album like in a couple of weeks, like I'm charged up for this, dude. I like, hell yeah, Ab-Soul. This album has made me feel like J. Cole can't drop right now. Like, it's too hot in these streets for J. Cole to be dropping an album right now, especially with the West Coast so lit. Just go sit your ass down, J. Cole. Don't do it.
Hey, man, the West Coast is lit. And what I will say, I'm hyped right now for all these albums that are coming out. Right? Just the fact that we have all these different artists making moves right now. Right? As a consumer, right? As music heads, the way that we are, you know?
Yeah.
You know, for the love of the game, right? It's just, I love it. I love it.
For the love of the money.
Yeah. So that's what I'm most excited about with this. Now, to the point that you're introducing here, right? Saying that motherfuckers gotta get out of the way.
Motherfuckers need to get out of the way. Yeah.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
a specific motherfucker, actually.
Oh yeah. Okay. So go on that. Tell me why you feel that way. Tell me why you feel like J. Cole can't drop if Ab-Soul's about to drop.
It's not just Ab-Soul about to drop.
Okay.
So let me expand on that. Right. Tyler, we know we're getting Tyler toward the end of this month. We're already on the 20th, so we know we're getting him at the end of October. So we're gonna have Tyler drop in, and then we know he's doing his Camp Flabbanap or whatever the fuck that shit is called. So we know that shit is coming, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna be talking about that and everything that's going on around that. We should probably try and go.
Hey, we should see how much tickets are.
Yeah, we should probably see. Yeah, we should see how if that's popular or not. Like, all right. So yeah, we should probably we'll see. We'll see peeps if we can go. So with Tyler coming out, and then him having his music festival, and then Ab-Soul dropping, right? and with Absol apparently subbing this nigga, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And just the affiliation to Kendrick.
Yeah.
Like I don't. And then with Kendrick, we know probably is going to drop some singles, like probably starting in late November, maybe December.
Yeah.
Right. So J. Cole being surrounded by not just the West Coast, but artists that have a lot of motion right now, and TDE specifically, or TDE affiliate artists specifically, I think it's going to drown out whatever the fuck he's got going on. Like, it's definitely going to get compared to Absol, because he will be dropping, if he drops in late November or December, he'll be dropping close to Absol, right? We might still be getting some Absol singles out of here. If Tyler's album is any kind of good, like if it's like his last couple, we're probably still going to be talking about Tyler. And just because Port Antonio, I think that track was really good. I just think it was a huge misstep. Like, if Port Antonio was the drop, then we probably are like, okay, we're good. But because we got Port Antonio, and then he pulled, like, I feel like he pulled the momentum with that Port Antonio track. And so now to drop an album, like, we're requiring J. Cole to drop a fucking classic album now. Because if it's not classic, we're gonna be like, man, get that shit out of here.
No,
so I think you just need to get the fuck out the way.
So you're
get the fuck out.
So you're saying the streets are hot for J. Cole right now?
I'm saying it's hot out here in these streets, man. I'm saying it's hot out here in these streets. He just ain't got it, and he's in this in between spot. He want to be in, he want to be out, and he want to be back in. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody want to listen to you right now. We got too much good shit coming out. We need your old dusty ass energy coming through here with your shit, okay? That's what I'm saying. J. Cole, don't drop.
I'll tell you that, like I mentioned last week, he's making it harder on himself, right? And he's providing the most pressure, right, for himself to just be like, again, to your point, you got to release a classic. You're putting that kind of level of expectation in order for us to be able to accept really anything out of you, right? And obviously that degree of acceptance is going to vary between like even myself, right? I might be more willing to accept what he's going to put out compared to someone who's going to be looking with a critical eye, for example, like you. Hey, don't be doing that Uzumaki. Don't be doing that.
I'm doing that. I'm gonna do that Uzumaki on his ass. Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, he's just got a long way to go to try to get to the top of relevance, right? When I think this last move that we just saw from him feels like I don't know, just a ploy that didn't work, and if anything, just again brought him down even further. So I get your point of associating how like if Absol is coming out, associated with TDE, associated with the big, again, Kendrick is that guy right now that controls everything. He's Thanos right now. You know what I mean? He's Thanos.
He's the boogeyman.
Yeah.
J. Cole, don't drop your album, because I'm coming, motherfucker.
That's Kendrick right now. That's Kendrick to J. Cole right now.
That's exactly Kendrick.
That's exactly.
Hey, we called it when the beef first started. Kendrick is that demon in the corner of your room. All right?
Yes. That you close your eyes and hope that motherfucker ain't there. And then when you open them again, he's right in your face. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what J. Cole got going on right now. Motherfucker's in his head. He ain't even said shit to him.
Exactly.
I just think that J. Cole fans are probably going to hate me for this, because they think, like, I actually went back and listened to J. Cole's last two studio albums, KOD and the Off Season.
Right.
I did not enjoy the Off Season. I thought it was mediocre at best.
Crazy.
Yeah. So if I gave it some trash bags, so of all the things I listened to, Absol, that's really a no trash bags track. So no trash bags. Rome Streets and Derringer, give that half a trash bag. I think I skipped maybe one song, or maybe didn't pay attention to one or two songs. I'm gonna give that half a trash bag. the off season is about a good 3.5 trash bags for me.
Come
That album
on,
is
bro.
not good.
Come
Album's
on.
not good, man. I was like, it's got good tracks on it.
Yeah.
But as an album, the people that are dropping albums right now, Nene, are making art. They're making music. They are doing music, right? You got some incredible actual artists coming out, right? And in Tyler the Creator, the appropriately named Tyler the Creator, right? And Ab Soul, right? The appropriately named Ab Soul. These are two like juggernauts, and there's a lot of motion around TDE artists right now. Like this TDE is up,
right?
And maybe that's off of Kendrick's name. And I don't want to argue about the reasons, but they're really up right now,
right?
And the last 2 albums of J. Cole's have been mediocre. And I think we give J. Cole a lot of pass because lyrically, one of the nicest pens that we've heard. Right. And I don't want to have to say Drake is better than him. He made me do that. Right. Like, he made me say that shit. I didn't want to do that. He had the opportunity to fucking mop Drake up out of here in a battle. Right. But he bitched out. So continue to bitch out till about next March. That's what I'm saying. Bitch out till next March.
You being flagrant right now. You being flagrant.
Hey, well, throw the flag then, nigga. Like, hey. Throw the flag. J. Cole, get the fuck up out of here, bro.
All right. Do we feel like Ab-Soul is getting that amount of traction to where he's really gonna disrupt J. Cole's drop? I'm saying, okay, so let me give you the scenario. The scenario that we know is that Ab-Soul is coming out November 8th. That's guaranteed.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So we'll go off of that guarantee that, and these 2 singles have been amazing. Right. I don't think anyone who's listening is disputing Ab-Soul's just been on one right now. Right.
Yes.
I guess what I'm proposing to you is that there's enough space between Ab-Soul's album dropping and if J. Cole is to decide to drop in December, I think that's enough space and time to where Ab-Soul's album lives and breathes, especially for what we know Ab-Soul albums to do, and where we know where he fits in the, I don't know what you would even say, the algorithm, the ether. Yeah, the ether, where he fits in the ether, and where we know, and even with this bump with TDE and with any association to Kendrick, how I'm sure having Problem on there, who's also associated to Kendrick, and during the beef was saying insider stuff or whatever it was, right?
And came out with like a why y'all fucking with the West Coast track when Toronto was losing their fucking mind about some dumb shit.
Right, right.
JasonMartin is not having that shit right.
Right. He's standing 10 toes down.
10 toes down with the West.
Yeah.
LA's up.
Yeah. So I guess how I'm looking at it is that space and time is enough space and time for if it were going to rob him of any attention, him releasing it a month after, so December 8th or whatever 9th, he's gonna be fine.
So to that, I say a couple things to that.
Okay.
One, I think Ab-Soul is probably a bigger deal now than he was before the beef. Just from being in the Not Like Us video, just being associated Kendrick and TDE, I think is way more up since the beef than they probably were before the beef, or if the beef had never happened. Right. I think like there's like a 1A 1B here. I think Schoolboy Q and Ab-Soul I'll probably lean more Ab-Soul because Herbert was an incredible album, even though Blue Lips was equally incredible. It's probably the heir apparent to Kendrick for TDE.
Really?
Yeah. So that's how I feel. Because and my logic behind that is TDE doesn't typically let you drop, or they don't typically drop albums the year after their artist has dropped an album. So like Isaiah Rashad, we haven't gotten an album since that fucking banger he put out.
Yes, sir.
Right? We see SZA shit. We be begging for SZA music, and TDE be like, "Shut the fuck up. We'll put that shit out when we feel like it." Right? Like, and we be begging for SZA music. Right? Schoolboy Q. Right? Between his drops, Kendrick was probably more his choice than it was a TDE thing, but we know that TDE does leave some space between drops. But Ab-Soul, he just released Herbert, was in 2023. And we're about to get this one, which is in 2024. It's a really quick time frame, and it tells me that TDE knows they're up and they need to keep this momentum going. And they're letting Ab-Soul and Schoolboy Q kind of run with it.
So a little bit on that. You know, I do remember at the beginning of the year, you know, way back at the beginning of the year, or maybe at the end of last year, I think it was the beginning of this year, seeing what was being proposed as what TDE was going to drop for the year, and Ab-Soul was on that list, and Schoolboy was on that list, and it's surprising because when I think back, a lot of what they was on that little list, it did actually come out. Doechii came out, right? These albums came out, and TDE has been releasing all these great projects.
Yeah, they have.
Right. So
and they've been relentless.
Right.
And I think Ab-Soul's got that momentum, that motion. He's got that wind in the sails. You know, that TDE wind in the sails. And so again, Cole's gonna drop the fall off. I think he should push it back, because if it's not as good as we hope it is, if it's like KOD level album, we're gonna be saying he fell off.
Yeah.
Right? We're gonna be talking about this as well, shit, he fucking called his demise kind of thing. And again, if Ab-Soul's album, I'm projecting just based on Herbert that Ab-Soul is about to drop a fucking banger, right?
Yeah.
Might compete for album of the year. You know, the next time awards are allowed to consider albums that drop this late, right? So might be considered hip hop album of the year, or rap album of the year, or whatever that category is. And if J. Cole it waits till December, he's now fucking with Kendrick's rollout.
Right.
So is Ab-Soul gonna beat him? No, you're right. There's gonna be space between that, and then real fans will be fucking bumping out Soul, and then we'll Ab-Soul, and then we'll listen to Cole, and then we'll be like, all right, well, that wasn't as good as Ab-Soul. I'm gonna go back to this shit.
All right, we don't know that yet. Relax.
I just said I'm projecting that based on Herbert, right?
Right.
So I'm projecting that, and just based on the J. Cole I've listened to. So, but we know J. Cole needs to drop a classic album for him anyway, because I'll compare him to himself. I won't compare him to Future or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But now you got Kendrick getting ready to roll out his shit for the Super Bowl and everything that he's got going on. And then there is always, we almost made it a whole podcast, there's always Drake lurking. He just dropped that reggaeton shit. So there's always a Drake something lurking to step on your shit. And it doesn't even have to be good. People are going to put down J. Cole just to go, fuck with old duck lips ass nigga over there. You know what I mean? Like, that's going to happen. So J. Cole, the reason I'm saying J. Cole need to get out is because in Port Antonio, he was saying he was out. So then get out of the way and just go drop the fall off. When we're done, when Kendrick has dropped, he's on tour. Drake can't wait too much longer to drop, so he's gonna drop something, just to try and fuck with Kendrick. Because now you're back. If he drops too late, now he's back in the big three conversation,
right?
Because them two niggas is now dropping, and now we're comparing it, instead of comparing it to Ab-Soul, which I think he would prefer. Now we're comparing the shit to Drake and Kendrick, which he doesn't need. So I just think, just move it. Don't drop.
Well, you know,
because you ain't big three no more. Tyler might be big three now.
Hey, let's go. I mean, we, you know, as I've been thinking about it more, I flip flop between wondering if he is planning on dropping in December, or if he released Port Antonio to gain traction for the rest of the year, or just kind of have that last little piece of the year and then prepare for 2025 dropping the fall off. Right, especially because he gave a project earlier in the year. right? Which we forget.
Yeah.
We forget that didn't.
Which I forget. My brain literally deleted it later, so forgot about that. But yeah, go on.
So it is kind of. I wonder if his original plan, was to release in December and do a double album year and all this stuff. But the way everything played out, again, the more I look at Port Antonio, the more I look at maybe he did still mean to have that be his way of saying I'm getting out of the way, and I wanted to speak my piece before I get out of the way, and just
respect
or
that.
just speak my truth and just be done. I'm out of here, kind of thing, and just another year before we get the fall off, kind of thing. And the only reason why I say that now, because I know we've had even behind scenes, behind the camera, we've had conversations about this. The only reason I'm saying that now is because the more we talk about it, the more I feel like he doesn't do that unless he feels like he just wants to put a bow on his year. Right? I can kind of see that as the approach. Again, because remember when I was speculating with you about whether he was clout chasing? And I was like, if you roll an album out off of this, then I'm going to be a little like...
Yeah, it's definitely clout chasing for sure.
Right. And so if J. Cole's to upkeep his image of being genuine and authentic and real, then he's going to not roll out his album off of this. Right. And he's also going to get out of the way of, again, to your point, even risking the chance of being drowned out by everything else. Maybe he's like, I believe in this project. I know it's going to do well. It's a great album, but I need separation. So then maybe he's moving it.
I also think he needs to go and I think he needs to go and probably rethink that. I'm sure he had a lot of tracks that were going to be a part of this.
Yeah.
Then the beef happened, and he's been like, let's be clear. J. Cole has been on music, right? We were having a conversation about that when Port Antonio dropped. Mm-hmm. Like J. Cole's been outside on music, which had us all wondering, like, damn, is Drake not your boy? Because you out here,
right?
Like hella flagrant right now. Like it's crazy.
Daylight, ASAP,
yeah,
like he's
ASAP.
everywhere.
He's everywhere right now. So it's not like he hasn't been out and there isn't J. Cole music to consume. Like you said, he dropped the mixtape. He's been dropping. He's been featured on singles. He dropped Port Antonio.
Right.
So he doesn't need to drop the fall off. He actually needs to go back into the lab and make sure the fall off and rejig his rhymes. So he's not always talking about being the top dog and all this other kind of shit, which is fine. I know it's kind of hyperbole for rappers and they all say it.
Yeah.
But he needs to say it outside of the context. He needs to figure out how to say it in a scheme that's outside of a big three conversation. Right. And maybe just get back to a concept album that actually keeps him away from just having to rap. Right. Because I think I was watching Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the interview. They don't pay me no money anyway, so it's fine. So I can't remember the interview they were on.
Yeah.
They were just talking about music today, and Dr. Dre was just saying how he hates that rappers don't work with the same producer on an album for an album because you get too many different sounds. And Snoop Dogg was saying how, similar things, just way back when we flipped a sample, we really were additive to what the original sample was. We weren't destroying the original sample.
Right.
And I think J. Cole should get back, put together a concept for the fall off that we can really get behind. Great beat selection, great song content that has nothing to do with this, has nothing to do with any drama. It's just something maybe he's going through, some growth he went through. And I think he'll be all right. And Cole fans are going to listen to J. Cole, so he'll be all right. But I think we'll receive the project better if he just goes to the lab and makes it a little better.
Do you? So that's kind of like your recommendation.
That's my recommendation.
Do you think that he's actually gonna go, or he went the route initially with his plan for it being like multiple producers and maybe highlighting producers that he hasn't worked with and stuff like that? Because I think initially his idea with the fall off, if I'm just imagining it, must have been like, again, I'm gonna prove that I'm the best, and I'm gonna rap against this metaphor that I create in this album.
Yeah,
it's how I just imagine what he would have done, right? Say, everyone thinks I fell off, and in a lot of ways, it's ironic because that's the name of his.
Because he did.
No, relax. It's ironic because the name of his album is The Fall Off, and now everyone is questioning that. Like, right?
Like,
And
yeah, you could say it.
and in a way, I guess again, this is the why I think maybe he, in some weird way, maybe he wanted some kind of part of this because everyone's talking a lot of shit about him right now, and I think so. Maybe he's just got that fire lit under him. I don't know. I have no way of
Yeah,
knowing. We're not gonna know until the album comes out.
I think we know the album is going to be called The Fall Off. I think he's got an excellent concept. So, J. Cole, I'm going to give you this one for free. The next one I'm going to charge you for. Okay. If you're listening to this, which it sounds like you are based on your Port Antonio lyrics. But so if it was me,
Yeah.
This concept would actually be about what he went through this year and how he did fall off, fell out with friends, fell out with enemies, whatever.
Yeah.
And have a retrospective look on what he learned from this year.
Right.
So it would be like the beginning of the year, he felt like he was up, he felt like he couldn't be touched. Then he did some shit that felt like he was lame, and the industry fucking like hated him for it, crucified him for it, right? And then, he realized like, hey, I gotta cut out what I was trying to do. I was chasing a thing. I realized I was chasing a thing I didn't really want. Right. And if that's the concept for The Fall Off, and the songs follow that trajectory of his life path and what he's learning and going through, I think he'll do an excellent album.
Yeah.
But if The Fall Off, because I imagine The Fall Off was too, he was going to be on every type of track, a Metro Boomin track, of this track, of that track. And then he was just going to be trying to rhyme about how much harder he is than everyone. It was going to be oxymoronic. That was like, it was called The Fall Off, but it's not because I fell off. It's because I'm trying to show y'all I'm the best kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I felt like that was going to be the thing he was doing, but he should actually go through like, no, I actually failed this year.
Yeah.
I fell off this year.
Right.
I fell off of what I was, not like a fall off in the industry. I fell off of who I am. If he does that, 10 out of 10 project, I think. But if he goes in there talking about, and name a nigga nicer than me, 2 niggas nicer than you, bro. Like we like 2 niggas.
Well, at this point, I think that's where he's headed. I would have to assume so, right? Even again, we went really in depth with the lyrical content of Port Antonio, but at its core, it was what you were saying. The theme of it was what you were saying. A lot of just being reflective of his own choices, kind of thing. And though some of the things he said didn't come off the best, but I think maybe even that was kind of just like a feeler to see how are people gonna feel about what I said and how it came off. And so now he knows, okay, maybe I shouldn't do that route. Maybe I should do this route instead. Maybe I should go this way with how I present this idea. But I think he's in that zone.
Well, and you can't look. Spent a lot more time than I thought we were going to talk about J. Cole because I think Absol's about to watch this nigga's album anyway. But
relax.
But that's just how I feel.
At this point, I feel like he's not even going to drop this year. Honestly, I think he's not even going to drop this year.
But if he does, yeah. Absol's doing the dishes, right? He's watching this nigga. So it is what it is. But for Port Antonio, I think that's all fine. You can't do that in one song. You need that to stretch over songs.
Yeah.
Because then when you get to the Drake apology, you don't say Drake's name. You just kind of give a concept of what you're talking about. Right. And so that's what I'm saying. So Port Antonio, it's a fine track. But if he's just going to try and rap 3 verses and then tell his story, then we're going to be like, all right, I mean, the track was good. The rhymes were cool. It was cool. And if that's the album he drops, we definitely going to be like, yeah, nigga, you fell off. You know what I mean? Like if that's the route that it goes, but we'll see. I think J. Cole will be all right if he moves to next year after Kendrick Lamar drops, obviously. So summertime.
Right.
I think J. Cole has a pretty good shot of kind of gaining some footing back. But right now, while the West got it locked, TDE probably got some artists in the tuck we don't even fucking know about. They're gonna drop in December. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? And then we like, who is this nigga? Fuck what J. Cole's talking about. This shit is live. Fucking Kendrick gonna drop that fucking broccoli track in December. Just shit on J. Cole's whole album. Like, it's just like It's too much can happen. Like,
but that's not just
here.
J. Cole. That's the whole industry is going to be at the mercy of Kendrick.
I mean, okay, so move, get out the fucking way. It doesn't just because the industry is going to be subject to it. Don't mean you need to subject your ass to it, right? Like, get out the way, J. Cole.
Well, the more we talk about it, the more I feel like that's actually maybe his approach, is to get out of the way.
I hope it is.
Right.
Hope it is.
Right.
All right. I'm done talking about J. Cole because did you watch BET Hip Hop Awards at all?
No, I heard it was trash.
Is that a fucking club, bro? Fucking Viacom don't have no money, apparently.
Nah, that's not true. They're just not giving no money to BET.
Let me rephrase that. Viacom don't have no money for niggas, apparently. So they sent these niggas to Vegas and said, find a club. So whatever. If you watched it, you watched it. I'm not about to fucking give BET a bunch of space here. I'm just really, really aggravated right now because as you can tell, as you know, as our audience can tell, I love hip hop. I love older hip hop. I love what it was.
Right.
And I love hearing when new people do hip hop now, like that. It's really important to me.
Yeah.
And to have Fat Joe hosting, not that Fat Joe was a problem.
Right.
He's not a problem.
Yeah.
But to have Fat Joe hosting the fucking BET Hip Hop Awards at a club in Vegas where none of the fucking winners show up to this shit because they got better things to fucking do. Shout out to Travis Scott for making some time. I was like, I guess I'll go to this.
I was
shit,
already in Vegas. So
yeah, okay. I mean, I was in Vegas. So they told me to come to the club. I didn't even know it was BT shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's how this felt. It was so fucking disrespectful.
Yeah.
And I'm sick of this fucking industry shitting on my genre, right? While they're gatekeeping all these other genres. They'll let Billie Eilish and Taylor Swift fucking be the queens of pop. Right. And Beyonce seems like she can do whatever she wants right now, except for country. Right. Like bitch, get out of here. But they want to let all the white boys in. Shout out Tommy Richmond. And if you fucking win a fucking Grammy, if you win any fucking Grammy, I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done, bro. I'm like, I'm flipping the tables over. I'm just like, the latest culture vulture who tried to get out ahead of this fucking Grammy nom.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm not a hip hop artist. Then nigga, don't submit the fucking music. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is fucking bullshit. I'm tired of it, man.
My bigger issue with the Tommy Richmond situation is his statement more than it is submitting, because I can imagine that if you're signed to somebody, they might recommend, we're going to submit this to the BET Hip Hop Awards, and they might be navigating that. His
he submitted for Grammys.
His handlers might be doing that for him. Again, kind of to the point we made the other week about A&Ring, right? One of the things with A&Ring, for better or for worse, right, is the person making decisions kind of, this is where I think you need to be. This is where I want to put you to succeed, right? So I won't completely put that on him, but I mean, he has a voice and it's his career. So I would hope he has some kind of way of navigating that himself. My bigger issue is that those songs do not do well without the support of Black people, right? Without the support of hip hop in general, right?
Yeah.
Those two things, right? Those two things. Because again,
okay.
But so in saying that statement about not wanting to be put into hip hop, right? Which, because for more or less, they're not hip hop songs. It's not, but they're not even close. They're not even rap songs. They're not even like I guess melodic rap. I don't know what the fuck we're saying these days, but they're not even really anywhere close to that. But again, you need to be aware of how what you're saying comes off and who you're disrespecting with what you're saying.
I don't give a fuck if Lucian Grange.
I'm Lucifer Grange. Submit the white people shit for Grammy consideration.
Right? Like, that's where we're at right now, right? Like, I don't give a fuck who said to put that shit for Grammys. Tommy Richmond could come out right now and be like, I didn't submit that shit for Grammys and I don't think it should win a Grammy. I can respect that shit. But if he sit back and win that motherfucker and go up there and give a speech.
Yeah.
I don't even give a fuck if he give a speech that's saying I don't deserve this. Nigga, you need to come out right now and dead this fucking campaign to get your ass a Grammy for best hip hop song or whatever fuck we're gonna call it.
Right.
Like, I'm not giving him. I ain't shooting this nigga no bail. I don't give a fuck who submitted the fucking Grammy nomination. This nigga gets no bail because he's playing both sides, right? He was embraced. His song has motion on the charts you hate.
Right.
He's got all the motion on the charts thanks to, you know, his affiliation, the tangential nature of his music to hip hop, right? That's what's getting all the motion. That's where it's playing.
Well, the original way that even came about, and it's not even a hip hop artist; it's an R&B artist, Brent Faiyaz. He signed to Brent Faiyaz.
Sure, and that's like, that seems sus to me as well. But go on.
So, but it's just like, okay, well then I still don't really understand the association to hip hop specifically, and it's just a blatant kind of like disrespect to hip hop, because it's just like, what does this have to do with anything with hip hop, right? And then you're saying this, it just is awful.
Because what happens, Nene, is black people hear some shit and they're like, oh, that's kind of fire, and instead of putting up the fucking gate and just being like, it's fire for that white shit, just put it over there, like with Taylor Swift, where he'll just get destroyed and nobody won't chart and won't do nothing.
Right.
We let that shit come in and we're like, oh, that's kind of fire. And then he makes more tracks like that. He releases an album or whatever the fuck. And then he signed to Brent Faiyaz. Okay, so there's a nigga fucking with him, so he might be all right. And then we as a culture let this motherfucker into our music. Right. And that's also a thing I'm getting tired of. Instead of just being like, yeah, I mean, that shit was cool, but nigga, you better make about 3 hip hop albums before we start calling your shit hip hop, because you over here you're making these ballady songs that, because they got a little trap, you know, some trap hi-hats and stuff on them and all kinds of, you know what I mean?
Like chopped and screwed,
a little bit of flavor,
you know what I mean? Which is more on the production than it is anything else. It's not even on
so
you.
Because they sprinkled a little bit of salt, they took the raisins out of potato salad, we call it hip hop. And so again, Tommy Richmond, people have been trying to shoot him a lot of bell, like, oh, well, you know, his handler, I don't give a fuck, they your handlers, nigga. Like, so stop your handlers. Tell them, no, I don't want to be considered. I think it's more detrimental to my career to be considered, because of the shit that I just said.
Well, and I think that's what he thought he was doing by putting out that tweet or whatever it was. But it's just, at this point, it all just looks, it all came out in the wrong way. The wrong sequence, right? You shouldn't have done it that way at all.
You shouldn't have done it that way. And on top of that, now we've seen what they did with the BET Hip Hop Awards. So, I mean, the money is telling us, unless you're Kendrick Lamar, we don't give a, and TDE and OVO and so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. We don't give a fuck about what hip hop actually is. We just want to make sure we can make the money.
Right.
And so typically when a white person starts doing hip hop, we can brand that better than if you niggas is doing hip hop. Right. And so I'm just really angry because I've been saying hip hop is dead. And these are the latest 2 examples of just like, this shit is dead, man. I think TD's doing a good job trying to revive it. They put the pads on it, got the defibrillator, and they're like, clear, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we got niggas in New York. I'm ready to shout out to New York. We got niggas in New York, like Conway the Machine, like Derringer, like a bunch of people out there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Who are doing hip hop, some service, right? But this kind of national shit, like $1 Million Baby has been on the charts for a very long time.
Right.
Right. And I'm just like, I don't appreciate this, and I'm calling it out. Like, if Beyonce can't do country, for the reasons that they said Beyonce can't do country because she don't fuck with us. Right. Tommy Richmond, you don't fuck with us. You can't do no fucking. So I hope they do exactly to Tommy Richmond what they did to Beyonce over there on that fucking country shit. And if you white people got anything to say about that shit, fight me. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, y'all just did this shit to Beyonce.
Yeah.
Just did this shit.
No, and it shouldn't be an issue because it's the exact same thing, right? I think the frustration just comes with, okay, but hip hop needs to do it. Hip hop needs to be the one to say,
needs to do it.
No, you go stay over there. And even more so because you said this, but just we're putting you over there. You don't have no stake in the game, right? You're only using us for the trash. That's not going to fly, right? That's not going to fly. And I'm right there with you on it. You know, it's just just need to
You
do
know
better
what?
when it
Post
comes to
Malone
that.
done let these little white boys think like, hey, it's easy. Everybody can do it. Just make some melodies and then you too can be a country star.
Just put some black people around you, and then they'll
just stand around some niggas and then
just be in
braid your
be in a
hair.
studio and just have
You know what I mean? Hit the blunt, don't inhale, just hit it. You know what I mean? Like,
and it's like, okay, so that's supposed to work. Is that what we're saying?
Exactly. You know? So I'm putting the fucking gates up and building a moat, put some alligators in that bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. And fuck you, BET. Like, I haven't watched BET in years. You know, the last time I watched BET was in Utah. Okay. the fucking debate was on. I was at a bar just getting something to drink.
Okay.
I didn't even know it was BET until the debate went off. And then they showed like fucking Leroy Jenkins show, some dumb shit they show on BET to keep niggas happy, right? That's the last time I saw BET. This will be the last time I see anything on BET again, because fuck BET for what they're doing to our black shit. Fuck you, Viacom. Okay, I'm done. I'm better. Got to get that out.
Hey, man, go out, bro. Let's go.
These motherfuckers get on my nerves,
Keep
man.
the energy, man. Hey, it's crazy. It's crazy because it's right in front of our faces, right? Like, it's not. They're not even trying to hide it.
Oh man, it's fucking flagrant. It's flagrant. But I'm gonna do this before everybody gets on me in the chat, in the comments. I'm gonna give you the 5 best white producers in hip hop next week. Okay,
let's go.
Let's go. All right, I'm gonna give you the 5 best white producers in hip hop.
Alchemist #1, baby.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, 5 best. I'll give you the 5 best next week.
Oh, I'm hyped.
Tommy Richmond is not one of them. So fuck up out of here, Tommy. You go launch your shit next year with next to J. Cole. He can win next to that nigga. J. Cole can drop an album next to that nigga, and it'll be fucking flames.
So, I hope so. I really hope so. Jeez. For all my J. Cole fans out there, you know, I know we're down bad. It's okay. It's okay to take some L's, bro. You just take the L. You know?
Hey, you don't lose, you learn. You know what I'm saying?
See, I'm so happy in every other area of my life right now that like taking that L is not a bad L, because I got the Dodgers winning. West is on top. You know what I mean?
So, West is up. Shout out LA. Yeah. Shout out LA.
So you know, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. You know,
it's all right. We'll be all right.
Well, all right. Kind of in the same topic, still kind of in the music industry. I have a list for you this week. All right, you've been giving me a lot of lists, a lot of Billboard lists, a lot of bullshit lists, is what it is.
All right. I feel like my lists aren't bullshit, but you go on. I'll determine if your list is bullshit or not. Go on.
I'm just saying, referencing Billboard is bullshit, is what I mean. All right.
Okay. All right.
So trash.
I wasn't going to do it tonight, but go ahead. You give me your list, and then while you're doing that, let me go ahead and pull up.
All right. So, like we mentioned earlier, Tyler's festival, Camp Flog now.
Okay. Not Camp Flabba-Nabba.
Flabba-Nabba. Yabba Dabba Doo is okay. Yabba Dabba Doo is happening.
All right.
They just released the list of artists that are going to be there. So I wanted to run some of these names by you, and you know, ask you what you think about these artists being there at Camp Flogna. All right.
Okay. Let's go.
All right. So I got the list right here in front of me, man. All right.
All
right. This is in alphabetical order. I'm going to skip around a little bit, but all right, we got Action Bronson.
Ooh.
All right, we got Action Bronson.
All right.
A
white boy who respects hip hop. Go on. Let's go.
And another one right now, The Alchemist and Friends. All right.
There we go. There we go.
Let's go. We might see Benny and 38 Special and Derringer. We might see all of them right there.
All right.
We got we got Andre 3 Stacks, 3000, baby.
Is he playing the flute or is he rapping?
I mean, that was my question when I saw
so, if it's flute Andre, we can skip that one. But if it's fucking rapping Andre, then let's go.
Then we might really have to go.
Yeah.
That might make or break if we go, honestly.
I don't want to listen. I'm not paying to listen to Andre play the flute. That's not happening.
You know, this festival's got a cool little lineup, right? Because we got Daniel Caesar. Right.
Oh, okay.
We got
we'll come back.
We got Denzel Curry, which is kind of very in that zone of like, I think a lot of Tyler fans fuck with Denzel Curry. Kind of similar type approach to music. Doechie's gonna be there. That's our girl right there. Is gonna be there. So shout out to Doechie because she's already getting festival placements and everything. She's doing great.
All right, go on.
All right, we got Earl Sweatshirt's gonna be there. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody.
All right.
All right, we got Erica Badu. Erica Badu's gonna be there.
Oh, that's always gonna be good.
That's
She
gonna
makes
be
excellent music.
yeah, yeah. We got a tribute to MF Doom.
Hell yeah.
So I'm curious to see what that means. I'm assuming Tyler did all the proper things and went through the proper channels for that kind of thing. But I'm just curious as to what it would be.
It'll be better than what the fucking BET Awards did for Rich Homie Quan.
Yo, that was sad.
So
that was sad.
Disrespectful.
Sad.
I hated it so much I couldn't even bring up that fucking Kendrick mopped up the fucking the categories. No, I don't give a fuck about that. Who cares? But anyways, go on. I said I was done. I'm done.
I'm imagining it would be some kind of like animation thing on a big screen and like maybe something like that. Maybe something like that.
I'd be excited to see it.
I think it'd be cool. So I'm excited for it, and I'm hoping something that's really good. We got Kate Trinata. That's gonna be fire.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. This is kind of a fire lineup.
We got some other kind of smaller names, but I'm just gonna rifle some of these off really quick. We got Layla just dropped an album. I don't know who Latin Mafia is, but hey, shout out, I guess. We got Left Brain. We got Mace. Mace gonna be there. That's random.
Okay.
But shout out Mace. Shout out Mace.
All right.
The Marias, they're fire. We got Mustard and Friends. West Coast represent. We got
all right.
Omar Apollo. This is some more indie stuff. Playboy Cardi. We got Sampa.
He's running the gamut of people.
He's going kind of
styles
everywhere.
And music.
Yeah, he's going everywhere.
He's going everywhere.
Schoolboy Q. Schoolboy Q's gonna be there.
Oh yeah, you gotta have Schoolboy. Schoolboy is fucking killing it right now, baby. Bro.
We got Sexy Red.
Okay, all right. I guess they can't all be bangers. Go on.
We got Sid.
Oh, okay.
We got.
Is it just Sid, or is because of the internet going to be there?
I don't think the internet is a part of this. I think it's just Sid. It would be cool if they all showed up. That'd be really cool, actually.
Yeah.
Vince Staples is gonna be there.
Hell yeah!
Let's go.
Fucking forgot that album came out this year. Oh my god, the West has been on fire. All right.
Maybe he had best intro. Now that I think about it.
All right. Yeah. Finally. Finally.
And hey, just to piss you off, Tommy Richmond's on this lineup.
I'm okay. We got to leave before he hits the stage because I'm getting arrested. So I'm getting arrested.
Do it for the pod. Do it for the pod.
For the pod. I'm doing it for the pod. Like,
so
yeah, I'm going off.
So yeah, what do you think, man? It's got a lot of different genres in here.
I think if you're ready to drop the bread, we should go.
Oh, let's go.
We could talk about that off camera, but yeah,
we have to plan this out because I don't even know when this is. I don't know.
16th and 17th
of
November.
Oh shit! It's like what the fuck?
Yeah, it's just around the corner, bro.
That shit's next week.
Yeah, just around the corner. So you know what I mean. We might have to, not pay no rent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, those media passes are going to be expensive.
You know what I'm saying? So might have to skip the rent, the baby food. You know what I mean? They'll let you slide 1 month on the car note. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we could get here and bring the people what they want.
I'm trying to ruin my life for some fucking tickets to Camp Yabba Dabba Doo.
Yeah, well, I mean, we ain't gonna ruin it. It's just a little catch up. You know what I mean? You just tell them, Thanksgiving's around the corner. Things are tough. We're trying to stretch the dollars.
Holidays are
They don't need to know that we out at fucking Dodger Stadium or wherever the fuck this is.
Yeah, Dodger Stadium.
We don't need to know we at Dodger Stadium fucking living it up. All right, so shit. Let's talk about it. But Sunday they still got the VIP passes available.
All right.
Saturday they only got general admission.
Oh shit. Yeah, okay. So. All right.
So, and the additional VIP passes looks like it gets you some shit we probably won't even use. So I don't know. You know what I mean? VIP lane entry, whatever the fuck.
Okay, great. I guess I don't know.
Dumb shit. So yeah, like let's let's figure it out. Let's determine if we're VIPs or just P's.
Just P's.
Yeah, for real. All right, or we just P's.
Come on, man.
Oh shit, the VIP standing room only. Fuck out of here. I don't want no fucking standing room. Fuck out of here.
We'll be on our feet for 10 hours.
For 10 hours. I don't give a fuck about Tyler, the Creator, that much.
Oh shit.
So I'll watch we could just be in the building. You know what I'm saying? Like I was there.
I was there.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a fire lineup. We should figure it out for the pod.
All right.
For the audience. Thank y'all for watching. Tommy Richmond, if you're listening to this, fuck you.
Have you ever been harassed by the cops? Have you almost got hit by them shots? In the kitchen while your cousin whipping pots? See your nigga get a chain.